Greetings and welcome to this Sunday's stream. Tonight we will finally begin on a new chapter, which is the drawing of small critters, or small critters, basically. Insects, that's what they're called. I have gone back to Photoshop, as you probably noticed on yesterday's stream, and hopefully there won't be any issues with the net connection this stream. I apologize for what happened yesterday. Unfortunately, it seemed like my net connection was bugging out, and it left me with some extremely high drop rates of frames, and I figured that instead of sitting and trying to fight my way through it, I would just take it off and hope that it solved itself. And it seems today that it has indeed solved itself. But let's see how it goes during the stream. It can only go upwards, I think, as people in the area kind of goes to bed and whatnot, since I am on a 4G phone connection. So yeah, so as I said, today we will be doing these funny small critters, and well, we will do that for the next week. And I have actually made I have prepared with 10 different insects to draw. So I'm hoping that we'll have some fun with these. I'm not entirely sure how many of them I'll be making, but I'm hoping all of them. Now let's lock those layers. So without further ado, I think I'll get started. There was this one thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to hide the main bar, because the touch, it seems like I'm having my hand down here a lot, and it scrolls the window that I'm painting in. So I'll turn this one on. So let's get started. Today I'll be trying to talk as much as possible, since I'm hearing my own music while working, due to the fact that I cannot play the music that I'm listening to on stream. Neither Twitch nor YouTube, where I archive everything, likes the music that I listen to, apparently. So let's get started. I'm gonna be spending 20 minutes per sketch, and I'm just quickly checking over the first one here, like how what the structures are and stuff, so that I don't have to spend a lot of time on that as I draw it. These are pictures that I just took from Google, and then I threw them into QuickRef, I think it's called, PureRef, I guess it's called. Yeah. So let's get started with the first one. As always, I haven't warmed up, so the first couple will be of subpar quality. And I'll just make sure that I pick the right brushes. that should do it. And let's get started. So since it's the first one that I'm doing of these insects, I actually have no idea what the best way to do them are, but I will try and do it in kind of the same way as we ended up in the workflow with the skulls, in the sense that I'll try and lay down the big forms first and then work from that. I don't know if it's the best way, but that's what I have decided to do. This one goes a little further over, and it's more rounded there. And it actually meets up with this here, and then there is one behind it. I guess it's kind of some form of armor. So the idea here is apparently the reason why we have to draw insects is that insects are cool, and that insects can be used really easily as vehicles in different things. I'm seeing there is like some form of muscle here. Where the wing is attached. And it bulges a little where the wing then comes. Yeah. And I drew that one now because the next thing is this in between part, and it meets up with this. So I'm trying to build it up from the things that are on top first, and then work from there. So there is like a there, and then this one doesn't come quite as far up, and then since this is on top, then we will strengthen those lines a little, just like I've done here. And this is on top, so we'll strengthen the lines there as well. And this is not nearly as rounded as I made it look, so. And then it goes down in this curve and meets up with the wing. And now I'm seeing that I might not have put the wing on the right angle. And let's see. Then around here there comes a leg, but we'll do that later. Just quickly mark where I see it coming, so that I know that it's there. And then the wing. And it goes up and over, and then the leg is in the way. Now I'll look at how it looks here. And try and fix accordingly. But as I said, I'm not warmed up, so my lines are not that good yet tonight. But it will come on some of the later ones, I hope. I hope. And this is transparent, so can kind of see in behind. But I'll try and keep this as thin as possible, so that it will look like some of it is like that it's faded. And now I'm comparing the wing, whether it has the right form, and seeing that it should be more like there, I think. And then I'll add this eye, because it gives kind of like the direction that let's try that again. Now I'll add this eye because it gives the direction that the insect is heading. And it goes kind of like in there, like this, and then there is like on the inside like a, ouch, this should be rounded, and it's certainly not rounded. There, I think that's a little bit better. And then here it kind of, there comes these fangs. I'll draw those in now as well, since they give a good sense of direction as well. And that will help me to spot errors that when I'm doing them in concern to the perspective. Like, for example, that this one should be on top of the other one. There. And let's try and flip the canvas and see. This one should be thinner because it's kind of like behind it. Like that, I think. Yeah, that looks better. And let's see, we've almost used 9 minutes already. Now I'll start on this leg because it goes on top of everything else, and it meets up with the body, which is the next part that I'm going to be drawing, I think. So let's see, this goes down here, and then there's a joint there, and what looks to be a joint here as well. This one actually goes on top of the other one so that you can't see where the joint meets up. And then around here, let's see, yeah, around here, and there is another joint, and this is then in perspective, so it goes inwards. Like that, and then there is a joint and the attachment on the leg, or on the body, of course. And here it gets, actually we're not finished here, obviously. There's still more of this leg that now is coming out towards us a little bit, so it becomes a little bigger. and then it has like these things on the side, and in under comes the like that, and then you can see one more of these here that looks a little bigger, so it's probably, or it's the back leg, and it goes up and disappears behind this. There, and then make these lines bigger or thicker. Bigger. They're not getting bigger. And it continues up here, and then right around where this one is, there is the joint. It's kind of a big joint. Like that, roughly, and then you can see the where it's attached here. Yeah, and behind that again, it's here, and then it continues. Behind that again is the back body. Let's see, that happens right around here. There is this attachment to the back, and the back is then here. It's kind of like this big thing, like this, and it goes of course up. And then we can see this attachment. So it goes here. And then the attachment that goes up here and kind of disappears behind. Yeah. Yeah. Now I get it actually. This one comes back, and in here it goes kind of like this, because it's like a shell, it's a hard shell. And then it disappears behind here and becomes that. So it's like this hard shell, and then the rest of the body comes here, and now it goes under, and there is like this thing, and then finally it meets up with the head here. And then here we can see some of the wing behind through the other wing. And this goes further down there. It's not, it's more like this. No, you can see this, and then place it here. I'm just making sure that those lines line up so that it actually looks like it's the same part. And here, of course, it goes behind. With 4 minutes left, it's a little bit too thick here, I can see now. So I'll have to adjust that. It's more like this. Yeah, makes it a little thinner. And then we'll have to erase these in order to make this leg pop out in front. No. And it has like these cool antlers that I'll now try and add. And there comes another one here that goes behind. I'll make this line a little bit thicker because they're pretty thick, actually, those antlers. And the same with this one, which goes in behind and then comes out here. It wouldn't go like that. It would go more like this, I think. I'll check it on the reference. This one would be coming further out because it's the front one. And going back, it has these things sticking up at around the same place on both of them. Must be some form of feelers. Let's see, that would be, oh, that's too much there. And these go further there. This one has to be bigger, like this back part. So I know that the proportions are not completely correct, but I choose to ignore that as long as all of the parts are not the correct sizes, but I choose to ignore that as long as the proportions are kind of in the vicinity of what they should be. Now the 20 minutes was up, but I want to add the front or the legs here. Because I think it's pretty important. So now I'll add quickly this thing that that it's standing on. And then we'll add the front leg here, which goes to here because it's foreshortened. And then it comes out and makes kind of like this thing here, and behind that one comes the next part, and then under that comes the next part, and that's kind of like what we can see. And then it goes in to the body, of course, and is attached somewhere around here, I guess. It's hard to see, I think, because of the camouflage, but I think it's around here, like this. And there is one from, I have to take that away. There's a leg behind here. I'll quickly add these things in because I don't want to spend too much time when I should actually only spend 20 minutes. Like that. And then let's put it in shadow so that we can see that it's behind everything. And then there is a leg behind here. It's basically just two lines that makes that leg. And we'll put that in shadow as well. There, like this. And then there comes a line out, or a leg out, a line behind this. That then goes down on the other side of this and has this this shell thing. And then it goes behind there. And remove this. There. Okay. The back is still a little bit too small, I think. So I will extend it a little bit. There. And here is the middle. Can't see that though because it's black. Okay, so let's say that was the first one. Second one is an ant. So let's get started on that one straight away. Again, I'll start with the head rough form. And then the other one is here on the other other side. And then the shell of the head. Goes up here and then down. There is like a real center line on this one. And that means that this would be here instead. And since this goes behind, then it would come here. It's more like this, and then curves around. And comes down. Which means this is too much. And again, I'll add the eye since it gives a good sense of direction. And then behind here, this one goes more on this side. So this is now the perspective stuff that I'm trying to correct. And it means that this one goes further up here. And that then fits here is a groove, since this one is further in, and it means that this goes up here like that. And then this goes down. This is the back side, so we'll make that dark straight away. And this in here, can't really see what is there, so I'll just darken that out. This goes up here. I'm looking at the planes now, how they are aligning. And this is then underneath and here. And this goes on top, so it's important that that gets like a thicker line, otherwise it disappears. And let's see, then the connection for these would be here and over here. And this is then in perspective, so this one kind of like comes out towards the camera. So it's a little thicker. Compared to the one that is on the other side, which seems longer, but then it's thinner because it's further away. So it goes around here. There. Why is it keeping on doing the F thing? Interesting. Now, I think we'll move it a little bit here, just to have room for the other parts. So here behind the eye, I will start to add these. There's these circular shapes that makes up the body, and I think we'll actually do the whole of what we can see of the body, and then add the legs on top. That goes way far out. It's more like this. And behind that one comes another one. No, actually we can't, because there is this big leg. But maybe we can just make kind of like the indication of where that leg is. And it is here. And then there would be the start of the next leg here, and that's where the rest of this part of the body is. And this goes in, and then there's this, and then let's see, behind this one, which goes up here to this. And this is the part of the leg, and then there is here this connection between the midsection and the back section. It goes down to the leg. You can see what's behind that. We have to make it more like this, and then this comes on an angle down there, and behind that comes the end. And that goes all the way over here. Now let's take this leg comes up here, and here's kind of like this where it meets the part that starts going down to, well, that's like and that goes to around the midsection of this one. Where there is another one of these that then goes down. And then the end here is kind of like this, like that, roughly. Now we can add this leg as well, because we know that it will end roughly here. Let's see, it comes at an angle like this. So now we can start adding these sections here. The idea being that the leg is actually hidden here behind this one. Behind this one there is another one, since an ant has 6 legs according to this. The back leg is apparently a little bit bigger than the other legs. Now it should be here. It's like not completely on a tangent, which is good. Usually you don't want tangents, because then you can see what is one leg and what is the other. And then it makes this thick curve. It becomes pretty big, actually. And here comes this long part. I'll rotate it a little and see if I can hit that. No, it does that again. Actually, here it basically looks like it comes together, and then there. Now again, try and fix a little bit of the perspective here. This will make sense in a moment, I hope, because it has kind of like this pattern here. like that. And then here behind, you can just see this this leg. And here you can see some of the end of the leg. That. Now I'll add something that I think should be there, even though it's not on the photography, but to balance out some of the mistakes that I have made. And again here, is part of a leg. We'll actually gray this out because it's in the back. And the same with this. And let's see, we see a little bit of this connector here. No, not there. Yeah, there. What? No, we'll put it up here. That is actually where it is, so. And then that is on an angle this way. And again, this is in the background, so we will fade it a little. It's because we added this way too far up. There. We will actually fade this as well, like these back legs, the top parts. And finally, the last one comes here. There, and then finally the end part. And that was it. And now it's actually ready. And just make the eye a little bit darker. Now, let's save. Let's see now. Let's move this one up. Then I'll go and have a quick coffee break. And we are back. So, add a new one, hide the old ones, and take our reference 3. Unfortunately, the picture on this one was a little bit small, so when I scaled it up in order to fit, it didn't fit. So what I'll do is I'll zoom out a little bit, like this. What the hell happened there? There. And now it's easier to see. It just means that my sketch will be bigger, but that's okay. It can always be resized if I need to. And actually, in the end, not really supposed to use these sketches for anything other than the practice. So it's quite all right, I think. Let's see. Start the 20-minute counter and let's get started here. And again, I'll start with the kind of like the main forms, and then work from there. This is a little more this way, and then it has this shell, hard shell here. So this is a grasshopper, obviously, some form of grasshopper. It comes on a slope down angle, and then the wing is there. Underneath this there is like some body parts. And this body is then tucked in under this wing, which works as a shell for it as well. Let's see. There. Just making these lines that goes on top a little thicker. I have to fix the surface of my Cintiq a little bit. Yeah, now it flows better. There is a leg sticking out. That goes well below the head. And from there goes further down, and then it has like a pretty big foot. The same here behind the... No, I can see that the head should be a little bit bigger when I start comparing with where the different parts should be. comes down here, and then it kind of like goes out from there. So now I'll try and fix the head a little bit so that it goes down to it, and then erase inside there. And again, I'll straight away add the eye. And then it has this feeler that goes up. This looks like it has gotten a little too thick again. Then the first of these legs sticking out here, they're not as long. It's the back legs that are long on these, since that's, I guess, what they use for jumping with. There. And is it also the ones that they wrap together in order to make the like sounds? Let's see, then the leg comes here. So it goes up to here, and then we erase on the inside there. So this leg is now there, and then we'll make the marking. This goes down a little where the back leg kind of, the end of the back leg goes. It goes almost straight down. I made that a little too straight there. And then here, and there, and then it has this in between leg before it becomes the end. And then we can see, oh, this should be thicker. I don't think this grasshopper jumps very far with the leg I gave it. There, and then this indentation marking again. And then the one behind it comes here, and it has kind of like the same weird shape. This one is on a angle behind and we can't see that one. And again, I will indicate that this one is behind by shading it. The same with this one. Now I'm just looking at the lines, whether they can be read properly. And there is a marking here. Yeah. This it's kind of like rounded a little bit. And we can actually now, when I look, we can see a little bit of the other side. And here also. There. Then indicate that this is round. And this up here is also. This leg is actually attached here in the lower part, so I'll mark that as well. And then give it a little bit of color, or value it is, but which will make it read better, hopefully. Still 8 minutes on this one. Could try and make this read better by, could actually zoom in a little now, and whoa, looks interesting here. Let's see. Make it read a little better here in the zoomed in view. I don't like these feelers. The eye is also not good. Make some adjustments. That would basically be it. Maybe add a little bit of shadow here in the lower part. Yeah. And that means that this has to be thicker because it's close to the shadow. And this plate comes on top, so it's thicker as well, and the head comes on top. There. So that was that one. Move it down. Move it over. If I move this one over, and oh, wrong one. And this one over here gives a little more room. On the page, just because I plan on hopefully having all of them on the same page, so so we will stop the timer and start it again and do the next one. And here again I'll start with the big forms. This is like the middle. Let's see. Let's see, this goes over and then runs out here. This is a little thicker there. And here. Like that. And then from here it continues. There is this hard shell that comes over and goes down, and it's probably protecting the lower part of the head. That was too much. There. It does the same here. So I'll mark it, and then comes the head part. is protruding from it. There is kind of like this ridge in the shell to protect the eye. There, and here's kind of like where it turns flat. It's the same one as over here. Then the lower part of the body, since it's an insect, it's, I don't know if all insects are like that, but it's one of these insects that is cut up into different subsections. Here you can see some of a leg. Let's see, goes kind of like this. And then into perspective like that. Then it has some of these legs again. Seems a lot of them has those. And here comes the leg. And again, some of these and finally the foot. It's like if there is a like some of the body is visible there. And here again. There. Actually, the only reason we can see that this is round is because of the reflection of the moisture. See, that becomes round there, and again these funny legs. There. Ah, I actually realized that this part is the back leg. Just that. Zoom too far out now. And then mark this rich area. There. And then this back leg part that can be seen. And a little can be seen here as well. And a little here. So that makes all three back legs. And this would be hidden a little bit. And the same here. To make it round, which means this here will also be, and here, because that goes behind there. And this eye make it cross hatch, and then there is a highlight there. And then it has like these small feelers that are made up of these parts. And if that one is there, then this one is here. They would be bending backwards since this one is bending backwards. So there. And then I'll add shadow here because this can't be seen. It's just a big black blob. The same here. So I'll add a little bit of shadow. Since I have the time for it, so why not? And this. And then on this side, I'll add an indication that it goes downwards. And here we will add thicker shadow now. Like this, and here as well, and then touch up this rim. Really starting to get problems with this one. I think I'll actually oh sorry, I think I'll change it. So let's see, I'm starting to run out of these. So I'm using this spring one. I really like that one. It has kind of like this felt tip feel to it. And these could probably be used for a lot longer, but hey, I like taking care of my my Cintiq. And as you will probably notice here, I have two pens, and the one here with the blue, the spring inside is loud, so I can hear when I'm drawing, and that bugs me. Let's try now. Yeah, see, a lot better. Oh, actually feels nice now. Why didn't I do that earlier? And then the same here. I will make an indication that this is kind of like going behind. Just a small indication to kind of do indication. The more you only indicate, the more the mind will fill in the blanks when there is something missing. The same there. And touch up this there. And let's see. No, this part is in shadow as well. It was the same here with the indication. We make it look like it's round. There. And here there is kind of like a plane, and the same here. And here it's rounded. There. I'm not gonna draw in these this water, because that is gonna take a long time. Maybe make these a little thicker in the shadow. They had kind of like started to fade, so it didn't look like a shadow anymore to me. And that was that one. Wow. Huh? Let's show the other ones and then find a spot for it. Like maybe over here would fit. Make a new one, hide the old ones. The old ref and then a new ref. Whoa, that one is quite colorful. So then I will take a break. After 2, I take a break. So be right back. There we go. Back a little bit earlier. Though, just grab a little bit of coffee. So the net connection seems to be stable tonight, which is nice. So let's get started here. "20 minutes. Let's go." I'm noticing now, the more that I get warmed up, that that my lines seem to be better. So this was what I was talking about to begin with, that it gets easier the more warmed up I am to make this. And I should probably spend some time before the stream every time to warm up. That would probably help it. I have these exercises that I normally do. I'll shade in this eye and make it round-ish. So what I do is usually that I spend half an hour drawing lines and circles, and it seems to help. But here, when I have been streaming, since I'm doing so much drawing on the stream, I have not been thinking about doing it. The warm-up has kind of come as I'm working on it. Okay, so there's coming a leg from behind here. And it goes kind of over as it comes out towards the camera and becomes bigger. Yeah, should probably be a little bit more on a curve. Give me a second. Okay. Never mind. And then that comes down and is hidden behind the leaf, the rest of it. So here, when it starts being these weird things, there comes the leaf. And let's see, behind that comes the thigh muscle, I guess it is, here. And then goes out. becomes bigger, and then finally smaller again. And that is kind of hidden behind it. Turn the touch off. Sometimes it's just a hindrance. It has been working pretty well now though, after I switched to Windows Touch instead of Wacom Touch. And then here comes the feelers. This one is a little bit thicker, not that thick though, but a little bit thicker since it turns towards the camera. And again, this one behind seems to be longer, simply due to the fact that that it doesn't have the foreshortening in the same way. There. And I'll indicate where the top is. And this goes down. I'll probably have to erase some of this leaf because of the way that it's panning out here. Behind this there comes this, again, this humongous leg muscle that is used for jumping, or it uses for jumping, so they're pretty huge. It's kind of like a little bit of a bowling ball type thing. And actually the leg is tucked in under here, all the way down to here, so you can really see that it's probably about to jump. Give it a little depth. There. This back line is further there, and then the back leg comes here. I'll just make the indication of it, and then put it in shadow straight away. Like that. And then I'll have to sharpen up these lines that are on top of it now. Like there. This comes out here, and then it's hidden behind the leaf. So this is in shadow as well. And this, since it's hidden behind the main muscle of the leg. And then we can see some of the lower part. And this goes kind of like this, and then looks like there is a small cute wing here. Hopefully that looks like a wing. And this goes on top, so to make the lines thicker. You can see a little bit of the wing on the other side there. And this goes on top again. And there would actually be a little bit of shadow here, like that. And this goes on top again. Sorry. And then the rest of the body is kind of like these thingies. And here. There. And then it's split up here in the lower part. And this is the ground level. And then there's a front leg sticking out here. So tighten that up, and here, since that comes on top of this, and here, since this goes on top of all of that. There. And let's see. This is then part of a leaf. See, the leaf actually crosses in over here. It goes up there. Somebody has had lunch here. There. So now it's standing on that. So we will shadow this as well. There. And then let's see. So this is where it cuts in over. So we will mark these leaf things, since we anyways have 3 minutes left. So I'll try to give the leaf some definition. That one comes here. And then it goes down here. And then we'll add the bottom side. And then shade that in quickly. There. Like that, and then here there will be a shadow where it meets up with the leaf, and underneath here will be a shadow. Like that, roughly. Make this one come on top. And that means that all the lower parts here now are on top and in shade, so they will have to be thicker. Yep. 39 seconds left. That's pretty good, actually. Nah, not gonna mess with that. Could maybe add a little bit here, just to give it a little bit of form. Yep. So that was it. That was 5. I think I'll stop here for today. Gone on for 2 hours. I want to thank you all for coming, and see you on Tuesday again when we continue with the next 5 at least. So have a nice evening and take care of yourselves, and remember to draw. Bye.